Hey guys, it's Darius Aiden. I'm still at my sister's, as you can see. It's pretty late. I'm really tired. I've got major Uber bags under my eyes. This was courtesy of me shaving this morning because I had to go to work and I was all prickly. Unfortunately, I had to shave it off because I've gotten to the point now where people kind of stare at my face, which kind of makes me all giddy and happy inside the pants, but it makes a lot of other people really uncomfortable. Anyway, point of this video is I am actually going to kind of rant slash bitch my way about transsexuals and transgenders being considered a fad or being considered trendy. I have a major problem with people thinking of being trans as being trendy or hip or cool or any of those horrible out-of-date terms. I really don't understand why someone sane would actually choose to be trans. I did not choose to be trans. God chose to make a fucking mistake and put me in the wrong body. I kind of wish that I wanted to be a girl. I spent 20 years of my life desperately trying to be a girl and to fit in. But it didn't work. I don't care how many padded broads I put on. I don't care how many pounds of makeup I slathered on my face and how long I grew my hair out. It just didn't work. I wasn't feeling it, and that's the end of that. I'm not a girl. I never should have been a girl. Maybe God was temporarily out of penises and he stuck a vajayjay there because there couldn't very well just be a gaping hole. Okay, technically I guess there sort of is. But the point is that I would not have chosen to be trans had I had the choice. So I don't understand why a lot of these, especially like the young people, no offense to all the little teeny boppers out there, but I've met a lot of you, not personally, who tend to think that, hey, being trans is cool. It's not. It sucks. As much as I am proud of being trans, I sort of kind of really hate being trans sometimes. Ooh, barbecue chicken, that looks good. Anyway, wow, way off topic. Ha, fun. Seriously though, if I had the choice, I would not have been trans. Being trans kind of sucks. For me, personally, and I've met a lot of other people who kind of don't like it either. Yeah, sure, we take pride in it, but for one, being trans is expensive, guys. There are hormones, there are doctor appointments, blood work, which they will, oh my god, that's hellishly expensive right there, folks. God, don't even want to think about the price on that one. And then, if you're like me, and you didn't have the proper clothes, all of my clothes right now are still pretty much considered girl clothes, because I don't have the money to buy my own clothes, so I have to suffer with whatever anyone gives me. Some of my clothes look a little more masculine. That's because through the grapevine I have inherited hand-me-downs, so I'm wearing clothes that other people have worn, and other guys have worn, so that kind of makes me happy. I'm like, hey, there was man sweat on this, yes! But if you're like me and you have to go through the problem of replacing your wardrobe, that can be really expensive, and yes, I'm kind of ignoring you guys for a moment because my music just ran out and I need music because I can't focus. I can't even focus with it, with music being on, actually. Regardless, Gunther is singing right now, and he was. And Gunther was singing the Ding Dong song, because guess what, guys? I like the Ding Dong song. Probably because I have massive penis envy. Or just lack thereof. Back to the topic of being trans, and the whole trendy issue. I would not wish being trans on my worst enemy. Seriously, not only is it expensive, but emotionally, sometimes physically, mentally, it is extremely painful. You know, not only are there times when someone is gonna come out and mostly we hear about the anger, the aggression, the beatings falling on the males to females. But the truth is that females to males get that too. Maybe not as much, or maybe it's just not publicized as much as the males to females. But believe me, it happens. If you guys have not heard about Brandon Tina and what happened to him, you can go ahead and look it up because it was a true story. The movie's not a great reference, apparently, because the girl who was dating Brandon came forward and said that's not how things happened. But who knows, because unfortunately, Brandon Tina was murdered for being trans after he was raped twice, I think. So, unfortunately, yeah, the FTMs, we get that shit too. Because people don't like it, and people want to make us realize we're women, guys. We're women. It doesn't matter if we want penis of our own and don't want to touch someone else's. Apparently we're women according to them just because we've got a vag down there. So yes. And not only that, but like I said, it's also emotionally and mentally draining. I'm happy. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life, but I am also more exhausted than I've ever been in my life. Trying to figure out who you are and trying to fit into your skin is a very difficult, lengthy process. You know, not only is going to a therapist one of their requirements in a lot of states. I think it was a requirement in mine in order to go to my doctor to get my tea, even though he didn't look at the letter, so I don't really know what was up with that. I don't know. But, being trans really makes you kind of question, you know, who am I really right down into the very core. And, I mean, yeah, okay, sure, we can say, hey, we know who we are, but, come on, do you really know who you are? And look, our blinds are shaking because it's really windy outside. Just a little, I don't know what that was, but, ta-da, blinds. And the coming out process alone is enough to kind of make me want to spit blood, just because, for me, personally, no matter how many times I do it, it is still just as awful and just as terrifying as it was the very, very first time, guys. A lot of people might tell you it gets easier. In my case, it never really gets easier. I've gotten more casual about it, but getting to the point where you're just about to say someone, and you're right at that point where it's like, well, actually, I'm getting a... And then you just... I falter, I stop, and do I really want to say this? It's terrifying. It doesn't matter who you're coming out to, whether it's a friend, a family member, a coworker, a stranger on the street. It doesn't matter who it is, but for me, it's terrifying every single time, because even though you think you might really know someone, you might not know how they're gonna react to that kind of news. I'm absolutely horrified about coming out to one of my managers who is actually a really close friend of mine. We bond a lot over nerd talk, and he's an artist as well. So, you know, we kind of have this whole posse thing going on, I guess. And as much as I adore him, and as much as I hate lying to him and putting up with when he calls me ma'am or miss or lady, or I get angry, and I have to hold that back because I know that he doesn't know any better. But at the same time, I'm really afraid to tell him because he's extremely conservative, and especially because his Facebook is kind of plastered with pictures he's drawn of Jesus from all these, you know, famous stories about him. And it really kind of freaks me out because I wonder if I said something to him, if he would completely shut down away from me, which, you know, yeah, okay, sure, he's just a manager, but like I said, he's a friend, and I don't want to cause drama and upset in the workplace because that is not good, because I've been spending a lot of time at the workplace, believe it or not. So that therein causes another problem, coming out to people. It sucks. For me, I don't think it's ever going to really be easy. You know, I really hope I get to the point where I can just be sitting there eating coffee and tea and cookies and being like, yep, I'm trans, yep, sex change, yep, want a penis. But I over the, like, year and a half to 2 years that I've been coming out, It's never gotten easier, unfortunately. I'm hoping that comes easier with when I feel more like me and project my real self better. Wow, this is turning out very long, guys. Sorry. Not really. I guess that is really all that I have to say about that. I'm sure as soon as I shut this off, I'll realize topics linked to it that I've missed, or other reasons why I think being trans really sucks. See, I just thought of one right now, and it's actually one that I've been dealing with a lot over the past week or so. Dysphoria, guys. And gals. I don't care if you're MTF or FTM or something in the middle. Dysphoria happens and it sucks. Giant, great big greasy monkey balls. That is how much it sucks. I didn't really have a problem with it before, but I've realized, along with some of the other trans guys I watch here on YouTube, that, it seems to be getting worse the longer that I'm on T. It's not because the testosterone is not working the way that I want it to, because it is working the way that I want it to. And actually, I'm having a lot. I've kind of been. I shouldn't do this, but I've been comparing myself and my reactions to T to other trans guys that I've been watching, and it kind of seems like I'm a really early bloomer. For example, some of the guys that I've met and talked to and stuff have said that their periods usually... The general consensus seems to be that they usually stop after about 9-10 weeks or so on T. So that, you know... I'm really bad at math. I'm not sure how many months that is, or I'd say it, but I'm not sure, because I really suck at math. But 9 weeks. That's a little while. Mine, thankfully, ended after just 4 shots. Literally. And it's... I don't know. I have no idea why. And maybe this is pushing TMI, but I started my shots the day that the Bloody Fairy visited me. And actually, I realized, even after that one shot, it was really irregular already. That could be my imagination. I don't know if it is or not. I keep playing with my hair because it's greasy and it's gross and I could probably fry bacon in it. Hair bacon. Huh. Doesn't sound like a bad idea, guys. Bacon makes everything better, even ice cream. But... now I lost myself. Wow, guys, wow. No, I really lost myself. I like Gunther, by the way. He looks like a German porn star, but I think he's from Sweden. Dysphoria. It sucks. It really rakes. Oh, that stuff. So, like I said, I've been comparing my reactions to other people's reactions, and it seems like they're taking faster effect than a lot of the other people I've watched, or maybe the people I've been watching are just late bloomers, I'm not sure. But, even my doctor was really surprised in the voice drop that I showed the second time that he ever saw me, and his little estimated guess was that I dropped about 1/4 of a pitch, and he said that's really unusual for only being on it as long as I was. So it seems like, I don't know, best guess I have is that my estrogen was so low before that it had oh, I can't talk, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, and I'm running out of time and I should go. But I think it's because my estrogen, my testosterone, was so low that even a small dose kind of made me flip to the other side of the spectrum. Anyway, wow, like I said, if you guys have any topics, comments, questions, concerns, if you guys are trans, whether you're MTF, FTMs, if you have reasons to hate being trans, go ahead and post them down there. So, yeah. Bye, guys.